What's up, everybody? So, today's guitar is it's an older PV Wolfgang USA Special. It's purple because it's my favorite color. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about a few things. One is gear because I have a show coming up, and I just heard the thing about Eddie Trunk with the band with their laptops that went down and they couldn't do the show. That's amazing to me because you gotta have backup gear. You really do. Backup gear is why they don't have it on USB and run out to Walmart and buy a laptop or something. I don't know, but that baffles me. You know, like when I was touring, I had two of everything. You know, two amps, two cabs, two sets of strings. But I carried a box of strings. But the point is, if you're gonna do this at some kind of level, even if it's local, if you got one amp and it goes out, go buy a cheap foot pedal, like a Line 6 XT Live or something, just so you could get through the gig. You definitely don't want to give up the money because you weren't prepared. That's the big thing. So like even this, I had because people ask me why I use the fractal stuff, and honestly, it's got great sound. You know, for me. I could go right into a clean. You know, it just has. You know, it's got great sound at the push of a button. So gear is very important because you never want to be without the gear. Gear is what protects you. Now, people ask me, did you ever get nervous on stage? Yeah, but it wasn't my playing. It was if something was to go wrong. So I learned to prepare for that. I played Madison Square Garden one time. Went in for the sound check, went back to go do the live show, and my pedal board was gone. $2,000 worth of pedals, you know. But what did I have? I had in the tour bus the same exact pedal board. And then I went out and had the manufacturers, redo the pedal boards for me so that I had a spare one the next night in the next city. But you got to be prepared. So with that in mind, I went through this. I didn't like some of the tones at rehearsal the other day, so I went through it. It's a hair metal band and it's a tribute band, but it's not really metal. We do like Rat. So, and there's a lot of guitar playing, So, there's a lot of playing and a lot of lead stuff, and it's fun. You get to run around and act goofy. So, and that's going to bring me into, I'm going to show you a technical lick today. Because I did it in the Luigi Shreds video, and it's a very odd lick, and it deals with octaves. And if you come up here, you're playing that octave, which is an A note. So I'm on 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I was 12 to 17 on the E. And then the A on the G note. And then you're going to go to the B string on 12 to 17 again. And then you're going to double the B on the G string. And then you combine it. So it sounds like this. It's a really cool lick, but it's very hard. So how I use that is I might play that and then go into over here. That's one of my favorite string skip jumps. So I'll play it like this. Let me see if I can do it slow. Something like that. So it's something like that. But it's a very cool lick. And you can use that and move it around. And that just shows you that limitations are something in the mind. You can create whatever you want going back to the scale tones. And I'm going to go back to the pentatonic stuff for a minute because this is a really cool thing. Because if you play A minor and you play the fifth, so it's a chord, out of the scale notes and build your chord. That chord right here is a D and goes into an E because of this. The backside of the pentatonic. But then now you're in the B pentatonic. So if you move that up again to the back of the B pentatonic, you get these notes over here. So what happens is you create and find more scale notes that match those out of the chords based off of the scale degrees. And that's a really cool idea because you don't really need, and you can move the chords up from those and find the backside of that and play another chord and create the other notes without even knowing what you're doing as far as scales. You can just learn the scale and build chords off of those notes and find the rest of the scales all the way up and down the neck. Same thing back here. Now there's not an F in there. But there is this though. There's an F sharp. So, knowing that major scale up there, you can figure out which notes will work and which don't. And you can always play chords based on something that you like that don't have all the notes in that key. There's some safe measures. Like you can use, like I said, there's an F sharp. Then you go down here, there's an E. So if you invert the chord, just taking those chord notes. And that's just a messed up rhythm that I just did. So with that in mind, you can play the open E and the open G. Because what did we say? The G major scale, the relative minor is E. So now you're playing the E and G together. Slide into the E. So that gives you tips. You can play the E and G together and use those chords and tie them all in together if you wanted to. There's all kinds of ways to go about it. But again, you got to really learn those scales. And like I said, everybody, please like and subscribe because my goal with these videos is to teach you why and how the easiest possible way that you can learn to play guitar, because everybody has done it and taught the wrong way. And what I mean by that is the scale degrees come first. There was a vocal scale, and then the chords were based off of that scale. Whether they're minor or major, that's a different story. But in rock and roll, you're playing a lot of power chords. So again, you go back to these scales, and that is your key. That's your link to the musical world. And there's a lot of songs, just two chords. You got the pentatonic. There's all kinds of ways to play the chords. You can play them pop. You don't have to play them heavy like that. You can do like. There's all kinds of ways to play those chords. You can play them any way you want. And going back into this, this is for everybody. If you're a beginner and you want to get into music, there's a lot of stuff in the industry that a lot of people don't tell you on these channels. Some of the advanced guys, they might even know it. But if you just want to have fun with music and go and play in a local cover band, make $150 a night, more power to you. And it's fun. Just don't get caught up in the drinking and spending all the money. But, there's other things involved. If you want to do this as a career, metal's great in Europe. America, metal's not on the radio all the time. You want to make money, or do you want to have fun? Making money and being a session player and doing that stuff, a lot of times you got to play stuff that you don't even like. Or come up with stuff that you don't even like. And playing dance stuff. It depends. Yeah, I'm a shredder, and that's where I made my money. Do you play the stuff that people want to hear, or do you want to play what you want to like? You have to kind of decide where you want to go with the music thing. And you can learn all the technique. You can the shred stuff, even on the clean stuff. You can throw it in, but that you don't go overkill with it, You could throw in a little run, but those are the cool things that you can do, so you just got to figure out which direction do I want to go, or maybe even do the local cover thing. And as you get better, then you get more advanced, you want to buy studio gear and stuff, and then you record your own songs and put them on YouTube, Instagram, whatever, and see what happens, but there is some money in it, but not like it was back in the day when I was playing. And there's a lot of things that a lot of people aren't telling everybody on these channels. But again, a lot of these guys didn't do what I did. They didn't tour and play for 200,000-300,000 people every night, or 80,000 people. They didn't play LA. They didn't play Madison Square Garden. They're playing their local bar, Johnny O'Reilly's down the street, But, it doesn't matter. It depends what you want to do. And you can have fun and play all kinds of music. And believe me, even if you're not playing the music you like, it's still kind of fun in a way. You just don't get to do what you want to do because people tell you, they're paying you. So you have to do a job. So it's one of those things. But there's a lot of stuff to go through. And like I said, learn those scales, like and subscribe. because my goal is to teach everybody for free. I'm not asking for money. I'm not trying to sell you a book. My goal is to show you the easiest possible way for you to make music, any kind of music, and that's what I want to get across to everybody, And if you have any questions on any of it, whether it's that or, just metal stuff, whatever it is, ask me. Maybe I can answer, maybe I can't. I learn from everybody too. And we're going to have some other people, come in and talk about their experiences with everything. There's so much that can be done, and the guys have had different experiences than me. We'll have, like, my guitar player, he's played with Kip Winger. My bass player, I think the singer's played bass for Shotgun Messiah at one time, filling in, and he's got his own band called Scar. They just opened for LA Guns, I think, right before COVID or something like that. But, they have different things, and they've experienced different things. And, I watch YouTubes too. Here's a great tip. Always listen. You know why? Someone told me there's two ways to think about this. You can watch a bad player and go, that doesn't sound good. Don't ever do that. So you're learning from a bad player. Or you watch the bad player who plays one cool lick or hits one cool note vocally and you go, that sounds incredible. I'm going to take that idea and I'm going to work it to death and see what I can come up with because I like the way that sounded and I think I could use that. So there's other ideas based on good players and bad players. When I went to GIT, I called my dad up. I said, I can't do this. These guys are way too good. He goes, well, here's how you think about it. You want to be a drunk? Hang out in the bar. You want to learn how to play guitar? Hang out with the best people in the world, and that's where I sent you. He said, steal everything they got, make it your own. That's what I did, and it worked out. So those are good tips, and my dad was very smart in that, And he's humble. Like when I had my kid, he told me, no one told me how to raise you. And I said, well, you didn't do bad. He goes, well, raise your son better than I raised you because now you know. From all the mistakes I made with you, you understand. Now raise your son better. So I had people around me that were very influential and they helped me because of the way they talked to me. And that's what I feel that YouTube is lacking. You get a lot of fake people out here saying that they were instructors or they did this and did that. There was one guy, I don't even know what channel he's on. He said he played with Eddie Money. Yeah, that's great, but you didn't write none of the songs that were hits. And then you want to come out and make money off of lessons. Well, if you had wrote those songs, then you wouldn't have to ask for lessons and selling books and this and that. It's just a lot of crap out there. And now I see some channels talking about if people tell you don't have to learn scales, that's BS. Well, what'd they do? Watch my channel a week ago and now they're running with my idea? Or I don't know. It's a weird thing. And like I said, my goal is to teach everybody the most simple, effective way to play guitar and explain why you do that and how you can come up with stuff on your own based on it. I spent a couple minutes at Sam Ash with the two guys in the guitar department. And after 5-10 minutes, they said, I never thought of guitar like that. I'm going to go try it out because that expanded my mind. You made me think different. And that's my goal. Guitar is not as hard as people make it out to be. I could sit someone down in 6 months, show them everything I know, and it's up to them to be able to play it. Same thing. The only good thing is with YouTube, you got these videos on here forever. So if you can't do it this week, do it next week. But you got to learn the scales. The scales are the key, It just is. Same thing with that lick, Take it for what it is. I don't expect everybody to use that. It's more of an advanced lick. But maybe those ideas with the octaves. Maybe it gives you an idea to do something down here. just try it out and see what works for you. I again like and subscribe, spread the word. You got friends that play guitar, and tell them, hey man, there's this guy on YouTube. He's trying to teach everybody the easiest way. He does beginning stuff to intermediate to advanced stuff. The idea is to get as many people educated about gear and music as I can. I'm getting older. It's time to pass the torch. Peace.